Good morning, Dhamma brothers and Dhamma sisters. Today is 28th October 2030. The Dhamma course on Nibbana will start 9 o'clock. As you are shared the copies, handout copies, Nibbana Katha. This is a takeout from Tripitaka. The first one is Udana Pali. Belong to Khodaka Nikaya. You can find out this in Tripitaka books. Udana. Udana means expression of emotion. The Buddha talked to himself, not to others. Udana means speak to himself. Expression of emotion. Very happy, contemplating Nibbana. So the Buddha explained Nibbana in Udana Pali. So they are mentioned Patama Nibbana Patisanyutta Sutta. Patama means the first. Nibbana Patisanyutta means concerning Nibbana. About Nibbana. Sutta, discourse on about Nibbana. Or concerning Nibbana. So according to this sutta, I will explain about Nibbana. Before explaining, before teaching, this is sutta. We should have a basic knowledge. When the Buddha explained Nibbana, Nibbana means not experienced by ordinary people. We experience only conditioned things. What we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we touch, what we think about. We experience some of these things. These are all conditioned things. Conditioned things is produced by it is a cause and conditions. Nibbana is not such a thing. We never experience about Nibbana. Therefore, the Buddha will keep negative points to understand Nibbana. Not positive point, negative point. Many people to understand Nibbana, what we experience, the negative forms of what we experience, to understand. We understand only our experience. What we not experience, we don't understand. Nibbana is beyond our experience. Therefore, the Buddha explained in Nibbana in negative point. We are composed of mind and matter. In Nibbana, there is no mind matter. we experience mind and matter. In Nirvana state, there is neither mind nor matter. Mind matters we can be experienced. Absence of mind and matter, we are not experienced. Therefore, to understand Nirvana is very difficult. The Buddha said, it is hard to see, hard to realize. You know, when the Buddha, after attainment of enlightenment, he stayed 49 days around Buddha Gayas, around the Bodhi trees. After 49 days, the Buddha think about Dhamma, which he discovered. The Buddha considered the Dhamma I discovered is very subtle, hard to see, very deep, very profound. Wise alone can be experienced, wise alone can be realized. Especially these two Dhammas are very difficult to understand. The Buddha said, what are the two? Paticcasamuppada, dependent originations. Dependent origination. The Paticcasamuppada is very hard to see, hard to realize, very, very difficult to understand for those people who are influenced by craving, hatred, delusion, by mineral defilements. The Paticcasamuppada cannot be understood. Even I explain it, they cannot get the meaning. The Buddha think about it like that. The second Dhamma is a Nibbana. The Buddha think about the Nibbana. Oh, this is subject, Nibbana is very, very difficult to understand. Profound, hard to see, wise alone can be understood, very subtle to realize it. If I explain Dhamma, the ordinary people cannot get the meaning. Tiredness alone of me will happen. They cannot get the meaning. Thinking about this, the Buddha hesitated to explain the Dhamma. Then Brahma Sma Sahampati came down in a request to preach Dhamma. Buddha also, very short moment, because of thinking about the Dhamma profound, thinking about the people who listen to Dhamma. Between them there is a gap is very big. The knowledge of the people is very low. The Dhamma is very high. Therefore the Buddha just think about when Brahma request. Then the Buddha considered the situations of the listeners, beings. Some have sharp knowledge, quick understand. Even they have mental defilement, but slightly they have mental defilement. Not a thick, Their lobha, dosa, moha, their craving, their hatred, their delusion is not so thick. Some are slightly they have in the knowledge. By explaining Dhamma, they can quickly understand. Can quickly understand. The Buddha realized by himself. After that, the Buddha decided to explain the Dhamma. Who will be the first listeners of my Dhamma? Dhamma is so profound. Not all people will understand. Very long time ago, stayed together with him, followed his practice. There are 5 monks, Pancavakiya, Kontanya, Wapa, Bhattiya, Mahanama, Assaji. They were staying together before when the Bodhisattva practiced Dhamma in Uruvela forest. After that, when the Buddha changes technique, they disappointed and left the Buddha, and they went to Isipatana sanctuaries, Mikadaya sanctuary. Most translators use Diya Park. Not only Diyas there, this is sanctuary. Sanctuaries. All animals are not to be killed. The king ordered. Therefore, Isipatana is sanctuaries. They stay there when the Buddha wished to explain his Dhamma. He discovered firstly 2 Pancavakiya monks. The Buddha decided to travel to Isipatana. By walking on the road. So, as you know, the full moon day of Asala, the Buddha arrived at Isipatana, met Pancavakiya. In the evening started to talk his first sermon to Pancavakiya. As a human being, only Pancavakiya monks, 5 group monks, listen to the Dhamma. But there are many deities, Brahmas, participate to listen to Dhamma. The Buddha taught his first sermon, Dhammacakka Bhavadana. Dhammacakka. What is a Dhammacakka? Most translators use Dhammacakka, wheel of Dhamma. Actually, Dhammacakka, this word, referred to the Buddha's knowledge. That is called Desana Jnana. Desana Jnana means how to explain the Dhamma. The knowledge how to explain Dhamma. Therefore, in commentaries explain there are 2 types of Dhammacakka. two types of Dhammacakka. One is this word conveyed the meaning of Pativeda Jnana, penetrating knowledge. The Buddha penetrated Dhamma, realized Dhamma under Bodhi tree, especially for noble truth. The Buddha realized what it should be realized, the things what it should be realized. This knowledge, referring to this knowledge, this term is used, Dhammacakka. Then another is Desana Jnana. Desana Jnana means knowledge, how to explain Dhamma. Teaching knowledge, teacher's knowledge. How to teach Dhamma. This knowledge is called Desana Jnana. Dhammacakka referring to this Desana Jnana. Therefore, Pativeda Jnana is Dhammacakka. Dhammacakka is Pativeda Jnana. Dhammacakka is Desana Jnana. These two knowledges are described by the word Dhammacakka. Certain motions start to walk. The Buddha start to realize the truth. The Buddha start to teach Dhamma. These two. These two knowledge, Pavotana, Dhammacakka Potana. So the Buddha start to use these two knowledges, penetrating and teaching knowledge. In this sutta, the Buddha clarifying the two practice. Most people are searching for happiness, sukha. Nowadays also people are searching for happiness. Everybody is searching for happiness. May say some people, I'm searching for work. Not happiness, I'm searching for work. For what? For money. Money for what? For happiness. So, all people are searching for happiness. Own happiness, mostly. Own happiness. People think, some people who stay with his family, I love my family, I love my daughter, my son. But actually, he or she does not love his family, does not love his son and daughter. Actually, seeing, meeting with the family or son and daughter, he got happiness. He loved actually his happiness. When son and daughter disappoint his happiness, he not accept, get up. He announced not to accept his heritage. Therefore, in real state, people love only happiness, searching for happiness. The Buddha pointed out that this. Most people are trying to search for happiness by means of indulgence. Kamesu kamasukhanlika niyogo. They searching for happiness regarding to sense of pleasure. They try to see their happiness and sense of pleasure. That is not a really happiness. It's a cause to unhappiness. Mostly cause to unhappiness. Not a truly happiness, not really happiness. Really happiness cannot be found in sense of pleasure. Therefore, the Buddha encouraged Panchavaggiya monks don't follow such a ways. Don't try to search for happiness and sense of pleasure. That is not a really happiness. He knows. Ignoble. Anariyo, ignoble. Anatta sanhito. Not good beneficiaries. Some people are searching for happiness, torturing their bodies. Torturing their bodies. They think when we torture our bodies, without the food, without abandoning all luxurious place, luxuries, tortured their bodies. They try to find out happiness. But in this way also cannot be found happiness. Therefore, don't follow this way also. Atta kilamata nuyoga. This is also not a correct way. The Buddha pointed out, only this middle way. This way is not a searching for happiness concerning sense of pleasure, not a searching for torturing his bodies. Between them, some happiness, what it should be experienced, must be experienced. If we try hard, without caring the body, without caring luxury, must try. That is middle way. Through this middle way can be attained the knowledge. Through this knowledge we can find the true happiness, truth happiness, real happiness, ultimate happiness by means of middle way. The Buddha explained in Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta to Panchavaggiya monks how to search for happiness. Chakku karani, jnana karani. It is produce I, make knowledge. It's a cause to peaceful, straight, cause to realization. Only such a knowledge, only through such a knowledge, we can find the real happiness. And real happiness cannot be found in conditioned things. Beyond conditioned things, real happiness possible. Nirvana Parama Sukha. Nirvana. It is a nirvana that is supreme happiness. Supreme happiness. But don't think we experience happiness, seeing beautiful things, hearing sweet sound, good getting sweet smell, having good taste, touching the luxury, thinking about the beautiful things. We experience such, not such a happiness. Not such a happiness. Cannot be experienced as a ordinary ways. Nirvana is another state which is supreme happiness. Does not concern material things, does not concern all conditioned things. So I want to explain it in this way. Okay, what the Buddha talk about in Udana Pali as a expression of emotion, expression of happiness, happy words, Udana. Ewame Sutta. This is Sutta is truth. The Buddha's authentic words. Because of Venerable Ananda clarifying this one, introduce this words. Ewa, that's Me Sutta. So, by me, it is heart by me. It is land by me. That's what to say. So thus I have a heart. Thus I have a heart means I heard on the way not like that. I land. Thus I have a land. Venerable Ananda learned these words from the Buddha. Not just here. Not just here. But on those days, listening Dhamma, they learned. Therefore the word is used sutta, sutta. Sutta means hearing. Listen. On those days, not learn from the books, learned from talking. This is oral tradition on those days. Therefore, now it is, we can say, thus I read in my books. Not I read this one. Therefore, thus I have learned. Thus I have a heart, thus I have learned. I learned from the Buddha. Venerable Ananda explained that when confirms the Buddha's teaching in first synod, Buddhist council, synod, Buddhist council, Buddhist synod. After a little more 3 months, after 3 months Buddha's pre-nirvana, they confirm these teachings are Buddha's teachings. Ewame Sutta. Ekam Samayam. Not a fixed date. Exact date not mentioned. Only on one occasion. Because on those days, date is not important. Dhamma is more important. Now it is dates important. Emphasis is different, you see. People also have only date, not accent. Only date is leap. Accent is no more. Because of, you see, history is a date important. Only date they have, not accent. On those days, date is not important. Only accents or teachings are important. Ekam Samaya, on one occasion. Bhagawa, now even a day, the respectful teachers, distinguished teachers are called Bhagawa, Indian terms, this one. No? Respectfully they call Bhagawa. Even today, these words they used, Bhagawan, Bhagawan. great teacher, Guruji. Great teacher, Guru. Bhagavan means great teacher, Guru. Srimad Bhagavan. Now it is people. Many books are right. Indian Guruji. Yeah, therefore, commentaries explain Bhagavati Guru. Bhagavan means Guru. Use Guru sometimes. Actually, Guru, the same. Bhagavati Guru. Bhagavan means great teacher. Now it is translated, the blessed one. The blessed one. Most translated is Bhagavat, the blessed one. According to commentary, this is a great teacher. Great teacher or Guru. Indian terms, Guru. Savatthi and Viharati. Lives in Savatthi, stay and dwells in Savatthi. Here use present tense because of Venerable Ananda. In his mind, the Buddha has always remained. He never forgot the Buddha. Therefore, the Buddha in his mind is present. Therefore, he used simple present. Viharati. The Buddha dwells, the great teacher dwells, Jetavana, the forest of Jeta. Jeta means the name of the prince. The forest owned by Jeta, prince. Anatha Pendikasa Arame. This Anatha Pendika is, Anatha Pendika bought this forest from, this garden from Jeta. Therefore, this Arama is now owned by Anatha Pendika, the very rich merchant in Savatthi. So referring to this, the Buddha dwells, the Arama of Anatha Pendika in Jetavana near Savatthi. These are proper names. Jetavana is a proper name, Savatthi also proper name. Tena Kopana Samayena, on that occasion, Bhagava Bhikkhu, Nibbana Patisayuttaya Dhammiya Gathaya Santaseti. On that occasion, the great teacher talked about the Nibbana. Talking about the Nibbana to the monks. So the Buddha explained the Nibbana subject to the monks. Nibbana Patisayuttaya Dhammiya Gathaya. Dhammi Gatha means Dhamma talk on Dhamma. Dealing with the Dhamma, speech dealing with the Dhamma, one to say. In short point, we can say the Buddha talk about the Nibbana. Talk about the Nibbana to the monks. This Nibbana Patisayuttaya Dhammiya Gathaya Santaseti. Santaseti means explain Nibbana. Explain. The great teacher explained Nibbana. What is Nibbana? He explained. Samadapeti means to accept. Nibbana is exist. The state of Nibbana is exist, to accept. Explain it to accept. When the Buddha explained Nibbana, the listeners accept or such a state is real, ultimate realities. They accept. Samadhi, Samudejeti. The Buddha encouraged to attain Nibbana. The Buddha encouraged a monk to realize Nibbana. Sampahanseti. The Buddha make monks enjoy with this subject. They honestly listen to the Dhamma because I want to know. When we learn some subject, the candidates are honest to know them. Attentively they listen like that. So samadhi, samudejeti, sampahanseti. They enjoy it with the subject, not worry subject. Not lazy to listen. Happy to listen. Sampahanseti. Teta bhikkhu athinkandva. Te ita bhikkhu. Te bhikkhu. Those monks there. Those monks there. Dhamman sunanti. Athinkandva. Manasikandva. Sabam sedaso samana haridva. Ohita sota dhamman sunanti. How to listen to Dhamma? Explain about that, these words. There are those monks listen to Dhamma. Athinkandva. With the will. They want to know, want to realize athinkandva. With the will or willingly. With the great desire. Want to know? Manasikandva, attentively. Sabam sita sosmana redva. Bring it into the mind, all subject, all words. Bring it into the mind, all words. Pay great attention. Want to say this one. Why the Buddha talk about Nibbana? They listen carefully word by word. Not miss. They not let miss even any words. Sabha. All words. Bringing all words into the mind. They keep it in the mind. That is the meaning. Ohita sota. Listen carefully. Ohita sota. They always lend the ear to the Buddhas. Carefully listen. Dhamman sunanti. This is explained when the Buddha talk about Nibbana. The monks attentively listen to that, these words. But we don't know, only Nibbana subject. How do the Buddha explain it? We don't know about that. Not mentioned here. The Buddha explained Nibbana subject, about Nibbana. Monks attentively listen to it. Only that. Then, Athakho bhagawa itamatang videtava. At that time, the great teacher, realizing such a metta, such a situation, Tayang Vilaya, at that time, Ima Udana Udanesi. This is the Buddha said, as the accents explained in Nibbana, this one. Udana. Udana means He speaks himself not to talk to the monks. This expression of emotion like that. Happiness. The Buddha uttered these words by his happiness. Such a nirvana, such a state exists, the Buddha wants to clarify. So, ima udana, utterance, udanesi, uttered such a expression of emotion. Okay, this about the nirvana we explain the Buddhas, not the talking Dhamma. After talking Dhamma, I think this excess of nirvana, the Buddha just keep it the monks, chicks. But even the Buddha used the expression of emotion, but the Buddha referring to the monks, therefore, ati bhikkhave, what the word is used, ati bhikkhave. Explain to the monk, okay? This is about a nirvana, these lines will be explained. Yeah, ati bhikkhave, tada yatana. Yatha neva patavi na apo na tejo na vayo. First I explain this one, okay? We should translate this one. Ati bhikkhave. Bhikkhave is monks. Ati means there exists such a state. Tadayatana, tan ayatana, such a base. There exists such a base. Such a state really existed, the Buddha said. Such a state is really exist. Yatha, where? Wherein? Where? Nivapatavi. There is neither earth element. There is neither earth, no water, no amo, no tejo, no fire, no vayo, no air. As you know, these are great elements, 4 great elements. This is the material qualities. The Buddha wants to say, in nirvana state, there is no earth. Like not our world, our life, there is earth, there is water, there is fire, there is air. But in nirvana state, not such an element. With the negative explain. Negative explain. That is the meaning. Here 4 great elements. Without the 4 great elements, no any other material quality can exist. The Buddha wants to say there is no material quality. In Nirvana there is no material quality. Because we experience only material qualities. No? Every day we experience 4 material qualities. Material qualities. We have the earth element. Other element is in our body. There is a solid. There's water. There's fire, heat and cold. There's wind, air. So we experience. Our surroundings also are the water, fire, air. We experience all material worlds. Without these 4 cannot exist. That is explained. So the Buddha explained, in Nirvana stage, there is no material qualities. By saying there is no four great elements. Now it is five great elements, say ether also. In science, ether. Here, even science, these four great elements are accepted. Other element, water element, fire element, the air element. Without these four, not any other material quality can remain. Therefore, the Buddha wants to explain, in Nibbana state, there is not matter at all, not material quality at all. Nibbana state is not constructed with these material qualities. Our all is constructed with material qualities. Nibbana is not a long state. As a first, the Buddha has want to explain here. Then, na agasananja yedana, na vinyananja yedana, na akinjanya yedana, na nivasanya, na sanya yedana. If you learn the Abhidhamma, you can find these terms. These terms are, these minds are very subtle mind. Jhana stage, full arupa jhana stage. Without a concerning metta, without a metta, concerning, without a concern metta, these minds are arupa jhana, full arupa jhana. So very subtle mind, these minds are. That's not a concern with any material qualities. According to these words, the Buddha wants to say, there is not mind at all. In Nibbana, there is no mind at all. Even subtle mind, there is, in Nibbana, there is no mind. Not mental state, want to say. So, want to say the Buddha, in Nibbana state, there is not material quality, not any mental state. So our life is just mind matter. In Nibbana state is absence of mind matter. There is no material quality, no mind. Here subtle minds are mentioned here. So, akasananja yatana. These words are a little long, used these words. Akasa means space. Akasa means space. Ananta means infinite space. Infinite space. Ayatana means base. So, the mind based on infinite space. So such a mind is very subtle. We have not such a mind because of it is through samadhi practice. Very high asana stage. High asana stage. So, according to translation, we can say, mind based on infinite space. This mind appeared on infinite space object, want to say. These are need to explain according to Abhidhamma. This is a jhana stages. Through samatha practice. Such a mind is very subtle. Even subtle mind explain. We are not experienced about that mind. Another one, next one is Na vinyananja yatana. Na vinyananja yatana. Ayatana. Vinyananja. Vinyana means consciousness. Ananja means infinite. Ayatana means base. Mind based on infinite consciousness. This mind appeared with the object of infinite consciousness. Such a state, very subtle. That is the meaning. So Arupa jhanas will be explained accordingly. Akinchanya yatana. Akinchanya means not kinchi, nothingness. Nothingness of consciousness. First jhana, consciousness. That is the meaning. Mind based on nothingness of first consciousness. So nothingness means, you see, even the falling state, rising, falling, even falling states cannot remain. Nothingness cannot remain anything. Like that in the border of beer, when beers are emptied, smells remain. Here nothingness means not remain at all. No, even smell not remain, or are empty. Want to say like that. Akinchanya. So conscious mind based on nothingness of first consciousness. That is the meaning. Then na neva sanya na sanya yadana. Mind based on an object, which is a state is neither perception nor non-perception. This jhana is the most subtle, because in this jhana is not any mental state, but a very little mental state. Cannot be known. Even cannot be known, very difficult. But small, the very subtle consciousness remained. Therefore, this word is used. Neva sanya, neither perception, na sanya, non-perception. That is the meaning. Very subtle remained. Very subtle remained. Cannot be found. Want to say, cannot be found. Like people also want to say, and the bottle of water, people say, hey, there's no water. If there is no water, I want to put wine. Oh, there's water. Because of 1 drop, 2 drop, they cannot count as a water. People say like that, there's no water, they say. But at that time, small amount remained. Like that here also. Want to say, no perception, but very subtle, non-perception. Perception means sanya. Sanya means referring to all material, mental state, all mental state. So, these fours are Arupa jhana stage. So, not the Arupa jhana stage, the Buddha want to say. Because on those days, the other religious believers, the other schools point out Arupa jhana as a moksha, as a nirvana. They point out. For example, Jainism point out as a moksha, the Asanyasata Brahma war. Asanyasata Brahma war, they point out as a Nibbana. The other religious teachers say this Arupa Jhana, Arupa Brahma war is moksha, according to them. Moksha means free, Nibbana, freedom. Their freedom is, nowadays you see, the people say heaven is forever. Their God remains. Now, most people believe like that. Like Allah, Jannah. They think. So heaven is, they think about it, this moksha, forever. So the Buddha rejected this. Such a state is also not Nibbana. In Nibbana state, not material quality, nor mental state. Want to say. Okay. Today morning, let us stop.